Welcome to the Seeds of Transformation podcast, where biblical truth meets modern day. I'm your host, Dr. Allma Johnson, and I'm thrilled to embark on this journey with you. Here, we'll delve into a myriad of topics from healthcare to finance. Why? Well, everything begins with a seed. Join me and a few keen guests that'll stop by periodically as we explore the power of being a seed sown in shaping our lives and communities. After all, in Jesus' hand, a tiny seed becomes a miraculous testament of faith and growth. So, grab your headphones before you go on your walk or hop on that treadmill, and make sure you turn up the volume in your car and get ready to be inspired, challenged, and encouraged. Let's sow seeds of transformation together and witness the incredible harvest that awaits us on our collective journey. Let us begin. Hey there, and welcome to the Seeds of Transformation podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Allma, and I'm so excited to have you join me today. Pull up a chair, grab your favorite cup of tea, and let's talk about something that's not only inspiring, but also deeply practical. Have you heard the recent story about Warren Buffett preparing his middle child, Howard or Howie Buffett, for one of the biggest roles of his life? If not, let me fill you in, because this story isn't just about billionaires and boardrooms. It's about legacy, preparation, and making sure the next generation is ready to step into their calling. And here's the thing. We all have something to leave behind. We all have something we're leaving behind, whether it's a business, a ministry, a tradition, or simply our values. We all have something we're leaving behind. So, as we unpack Warren Buffett's approach, I want us to think about what this means for you as a parent, a grandparent. You're a leader in your community, you're a mentor in your community. Listen, are we preparing the next generation to carry on the vision and handle the responsibilities that will come and be theirs one day? Let's get into it, y'all. Okay, so here's the scoop. Warren Buffett, one of the biggest investors of all time, has chosen his middle child, Howie, to take on a critical role at Berkshire Hathaway when the time comes. Howie won't be running the day-to-day operations. That's for the CEO, but he will be the non-executive chairman. What does that mean? Well, Howie's job will be to protect and preserve the culture and values of Berkshire Hathaway. Is not just about making money or closing deals. It's about guarding the company's heart and ensuring that future leaders stay true to its mission. I love how this aligns with biblical principles. Proverbs chapter 4, verse 23 says, "Keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life." Just like the heart guides the body, values and culture guide an organization or even a family. So, here's my question for you. What's the heart of your family or your organization? What are the values you want to pass down? If we're not intentional about preserving those, they can easily get lost. Next, I want to talk about how Warren Buffett prepared Howie for this role, because this didn't just happen overnight. It wasn't like Warren woke up one day and said, "Oh, let me hand over the reins to Howie." No, this was decades in the making. Howie has been on the board of Berkshire Hathaway for over 30 years. I want you to catch these little tips here, y'all. For over 30 years. That's 30 years of watching, learning, and understanding the company's inner workings. But here's the kicker. Howie isn't your typical businessman. He's a farmer, a sheriff, and a philanthropist. His background is diverse, and that's part of what makes him uniquely qualified for this role. Warren Buffett wasn't just preparing Howie to manage money, he was preparing him to manage people, to make wise decisions, and to uphold values. That's a big lesson for us all. Preparation isn't just about teaching skills, it's about building character. Proverbs chapter 22, verse 6 comes to mind here. You've heard me say this many times before. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. What are we training our children for? Are we equipping them not just to inherit, but also to steward? All right. So, what can we learn from this? Here are a few key takeaways that I think can all apply to any of our circumstances, whatever they may be. Whether we're leading a business, raising a family, or mentoring the next generation. So, the first one that I believe we all know is to start early. But if you are starting now, begin, start. But if you have those little ones running around, look, middle school, elementary, it doesn't matter. Start now, start early. And I hope you caught that. Warren Buffett started preparing Howie decades ago. He didn't wait until he was 90 to say, oh, I should think about succession planning. For us, this means, again, to start now, teaching our children the value of hard work, responsibility, and stewardship from an early age. Start now. A lot of us don't like to talk about these things or what's in place already because we're talking about us no longer being on this earth. And that is a little challenging. I agree with you. But it's one thing to have things in place and for folk to know what to do, how to get to it, who to call, rather than there's a loss of a loved one and everyone's hands are up in the air as what do we do now? Focus on character. Howie's role isn't about crunching numbers. It's about upholding values. What values are we instilling in our children? Are we showing them how to live with integrity, compassion, and faith? We need all that Jesus can provide and offer. How are we instilling these things in our children? It is about the next generation. It is about financial goals and success. But if you don't have Jesus, I don't know. You have to have the Lord to get through all of these things, to handle and manage them properly. The next one, before I start bird walking here, diversify experiences. Don't be so hung up on, oh, well, that child is an accountant, that child is a ballerina. You know what? They can all handle it. We just need to show them. From the ballerina to the fireman or woman, the police officer, the chef at the restaurant, the manager at a store, they can handle it. Start them now. It does not matter because Howie's background, farming, law enforcement, and philanthropy, gave him well-rounded perspectives. Encouraging your children now to explore different paths, take on those challenges, and allow them to learn from every experience possible. Yes, being focused, staying on one track is wonderful, but allow them to get out there because this was definitely Howie's diverse background while he was out doing what he did on the farm, while he was in law enforcement, while he was a giver and still is a philanthropist. He was still learning the business. He was still learning so that when Warren was ready to pass it down, it would happen seamlessly. Have open conversations. I think that's a given just by being on this podcast today and me speaking with you, having open conversations. And here's a tough one of the conversation that we would have. We often ask our kids, what do they want to be when they grow up? Or what path are you taking? But have you talked about your children about their future? What does that look like aside of becoming whatever it is that they desire to be? In that future, the family should still be there. Do they know your vision for the family or your legacy for that business, for that ministry, for that farm? What do they know? Do they know it? Don't wait until it's too late to have these conversations that are so pivotal. Now, let's get really practical. What can we do right now to prepare our children and the next generation for the roles that they will inherit? Don't wait. Give them responsibility. Start small, but start somewhere. Whether it's managing a chore chart, I've seen these out a lot online, saving for a goal, or leading a project, giving your children responsibility. And this is more for, well, this is for young and middle school, high school. Giving them that responsibility helps them to build confidence in their skills. Teach them financial wisdom. This one is big. Do your children know how to manage money? Do they know how to, y'all may think I'm real old with this. Can they manage a checkbook? Do they know how to read the statements from the banks that come in the mail? What about budgeting or investing? Teach them these skills early so they're not overwhelmed later. And a lot of these things can be taught online. There are so many tools out there that are helping both you and I for the next generation. Now, this goes beyond just taking them to church, but we also need to talk to them about why your faith matters. So this is instilling the faith and the value, but why does your faith matter? Read the Bible together. Let them see you living out your beliefs. As Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 7 says, and thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children. That's a major, perfect way of teaching them diligently unto thy children. Let them see you living out God's word. Model leadership. Children learn from what we do. and from what we say. Show them how to lead with humility, serve others, and make wise decisions, and prepare them for inheritance. Here's the big question here. If something were to happen to you, God forbid, would your children know what to do? I mentioned this a little bit a while ago. Would they know where to go, who to talk to, or how to handle what they've been given? These are conversations for now. Before we wrap up today's podcast, let's bring this to full circle with a biblical perspective. And I'm coming from Psalm chapter 145, verse 4, that says, "One generation shall praise thy works to another, and shall declare thy mighty acts." It's not just about leaving a legacy. It's about declaring God's goodness and faithfulness to the next, and next generation. That as we do these things, we're preparing them to show, teach, and tell to the children they're having, the grandchildren, the great-grandchildren. Listen, y'all, as parents, as leaders, as mentors, as grandparents, we have a responsibility to pass down more than just material wealth. We're called to pass down wisdom, faith, and a vision for God's kingdom. What does that vision look like? It's in the Word. He tells it plainly to us. So, let's commit to being intentional about this. As we close, I want to leave you with one thought. Legacy isn't just about what we leave behind. It's about who we raise up. Are we preparing the next generation to not only inherit, but to steward? That's a big question. And I pray that it challenges you. Listen, I want to thank you for joining me today on the Seeds of Transformation podcast. And if you know someone, which I know you do, who could benefit from this podcast, would you share it? I hope this conversation has inspired you to take intentional steps in preparing the next generation. Let's build legacies that honor God, impact lives, and transform the future. Stay rooted in truth, the Word of God, and keep planting those seeds of transformation, y'all. Thank you for joining me on this episode of the Seeds of Transformation podcast. Before you go, take a moment to share your thoughts with a 5-star review and connect with me on social media. Listen, your feedback fuels growth. Until next time, stay inspired. And as always, keep growing in all things of God.